If you're on a phone or a tablet right now while you're listening to this episode, go to your app store and download the Couch to Active app. It really is the easiest way to listen to the podcast. Hey, Lynn Lindbergh here, Bad Couch Guru. You know why I call myself the Bad Couch Guru? Because I kind of stick my nose up at all gurus. Because I think it's arrogant for us to think we have all the answers. So it's really my tongue-in-cheek way of not taking myself that so darn seriously, and to help folks remember that you don't necessarily need a guru for all of your answers of life. So that's why I call myself the guru. It's a joke. Okay, so today, kayaking. Yes, that is one of those exercises that we'll talk about today. This is the 101 for somebody who has never kayaked before, thinks, maybe, or thinks, no way, it's too scary. And at the end of this, I'm going to get you inspired to think, maybe you actually can give it a try. And here's the things to look at for. Okay, kayaking and canoeing. What's the difference between it, right? So kayaking, you usually have you're in a little boat by yourself that's down in the water, usually one person, sometimes it could be two people, and each individual has a paddle that has a paddle on both ends. And so you're using oh my gosh, I'm doing the motion here at my recording studio, but you're, using the paddle on both sides to propel your boat forward. Canoeing can look more similar, but except usually the boat's a little bigger, and usually you sit up a little bit higher off of water. So most of this can translate to canoeing also, but let's get you inspired here. Okay, first thing. Head on over to our good friend Google and Google kayaking near me. Now, what that's going to do is probably show you places around your location where you can rent a kayak to go kayaking. And that is probably a great place to start. But first, let's take a look at a couple of things to make sure you get a really awesome first experience. Okay, so I just last week took a couple of different people out kayaking for the first time in a long time. One person for the first time in her life, and she had a wonderful time. So with kayaking, here's a couple things I do. One is I know the water that I'm going to be going into and the conditions of the water. So I've got a couple of spots that I know, bays specifically, that tend to be really sheltered, and the water tends to be glassy. So no waves, no nothing, just super glassy, super calm. Wind hardly ever picks up in the bay there. So it's just a wonderful place to go kayaking because it's so calm. Second piece is I also always wear a life jacket. Now, I know our generation, oh my gosh, if you grew up doing anything on the water, not wearing a life jacket a lot of times is like the cool thing. And we still have that really crazy piece stuck in our head about not wearing a life jacket. I wear a life jacket every time I kayak, and here's why. I was just going to make some dumb joke about how I want to take a 6-pack of beer out there and then not worry about it. But that's not true. That's not true. That's how rumors get started. No, I wear a life jacket because one, it makes me feel a little more stable. And two, it puts me in a position where I know that if for any reason I tip my kayak, I can just relax and I will float. And I don't have to think for 1 second about swimming with my clothes on and trying to find my life jacket. So it actually gives me more confidence to be more bold. So it's just what I do. The other thing, first time you kayak, back to my old joke, kayak sober and be honest about your skills. So kayaking, if you've never thought about it before, find somebody who has gone before, let them know you've never gone, and tell them this. Say, I want to go where the water will be glassy and there will be no current in the water and no waves in the water. So the most peaceful, easy conditions possible. Say, that's where I want to start, and I want to go for just a short amount of time. In fact, it'll almost feel too short, just to get my feet in the water and get more comfortable with it. Do that, and you will be amazed at how it builds your confidence and how you end up just loving it because it's such a wonderful experience. And then you will very, very rapidly learn what you need to learn. And then you'll start wanting to buy a cheap kayak, and then you'll want to upgrade that kayak, and then it's a whole slippery slope. Just let me warn you here. I'm on this slope myself, but I also know there's only a few weeks of summer left. So yes, we've got a few weeks of summer left here in Seattle. If you've got good weather where you are, kayaking or canoeing, really this applies, or even a little rowboat. All of this really applies. Give it a try. It's great exercise for your core and your upper body. All right, friends. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Head on over to couch2active.com. Check out what the freebie is on the front page. And did you know that in one meeting, I can get you dialed in to a month's worth of exercise? Check it out on couch2active.com.